In this video, we'll show you how to create a gray kind of shaded pattern for our structural walls so that we don't have the concrete hatch pattern, and we'll put some rebar. So we'll have a structural wall with rebar and a shaded kind of gray hatch pattern across that, and we're going to use materials. So I'm just in the default Imperial template file, REVIT Structure 2012. I'm going to go to level 1 to start with. Okay, and I am going to draw a little piece of wall from level 1 just up to level 2. So I'm going to go to my wall tool, click on here, basic 8-inch generic wall, and all I'm doing is go click, click, escape, escape, draw a little piece of wall. I'm going to change my detail level to be, or my scale factor to be 1/4 of an inch. Okay, clicking in, and now I'm going to do a little section through there off my quick access toolbar. Click, click. And then I'm just going to pull this back. I don't want to see too much further than that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is tile my views, and I don't want to see the second floor, so I'm going to close that one off. So I'm going to close off the second floor. Okay, level 2. Open up the cross section, and then tile again. So I have my cross section. Okay, at 1/4 inch. I'm going to change them both to be medium detail. Okay. Both to be medium detail. Oh, look, I got my wall. I forgot to set my wall to be height instead of depth. So let's change that. Let's just go in here and say from level 1 with an offset of 0 up to level 2. Click out. That way it's going to stick up a little bit more. Okay. And I'll turn my crop region off. Okay, so I've got my detail level at medium for both of these, and I'm going to set them both to be hidden line. Okay, both at 1/4 inch. Okay, so there's my generic 8-inch wall. Now I'm going to pick on that wall. Okay, edit type. Okay, structure. Go into the material, and I'll set the material to be concrete cast in place. And there's some other concrete options. Note the surface pattern, cut pattern, shaded pattern, and rendered. Okay. So this is the one that's going to give us our cut pattern. So we hit OK, 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 click out, and there we have it. So we have our, we have our concrete wall there. And we don't want it to have that. We want it to be shaded a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go back and duplicate that material. Pick on the wall, edit type, click in here, pick on there, cast in place. We'll duplicate that material and just call it concrete shaded. And hit OK. And this one's going to be different. The cut pattern is going to be a solid fill right here, and it's going to use the color, you know, gray or even lighter gray, or you can go in here and darken it up. You can hand pick, you can Pantone colors whatever you want, maybe a little bit darker. There you go. Hit OK, hit apply, OK, and OK, and one more, click out. Now we have our concrete material, which is showing up more or less shaded. Okay, so if this is a structural wall and you click on it, you should be able to go in here and create some rebar. So I'm going to say OK, rebar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sketch. I want a straight rebar shape 0, 0. Actually, there is a straight rebar here. If there's not, you could sketch it, but you can take your rebar now, pick on here, and say perpendicular. Okay, now as I go to place that, I have to say, okay, well, what do I want? I want single. I want maximum spacing of 10 inches. Let's go 8 inches. Okay, so as I move this along, you're going to see that rebar, and it's working with my cover as well, right? So I'm going to take that rebar. You can see the green line, and as long as I'm inside the cover, I can place one there, and I can place one there. Okay, now I'm going to place one parallel to the work plane, which is going to be a straight rebar. Click and click. Escape, escape. So there is my rebar showing up in my floor plan, and my rebar showing up in my cross section. Again, you can have been sloppy with this. You can nudge this and fine tune this to move it around. When you pick on it, you'll see the green lines tell you where the cover is, and of course you can always pick on here and change that rebar to a different size, etc. inside of here, okay, and or shape. So we've got lots of CAD clips on that. You can change your layout rule, etc., etc. Escape, escape. It is going to make a difference if you set yourself to be coarse detail, because then you're not going to get the shaded effect of the material. So you want to be medium or fine, okay? And this is fine with hidden line. You do not have to say shaded. Okay, in fact, the shaded isn't going to make a difference, but generally we leave our documentation in hidden line. So we can take this guy and nudge it over, take this, move that over, fine tune it. Oops, wrong one. Click out, use my tab button to pick this. There we go. And of course I could have mirrored that across. Okay, so if I take these guys and then you can edit type and you can go in and say whether it shows in the display as far as visibility in 3D, etc. If you want to see it in 3D, then you can go like this and hit OK, or you can pick all of these guys. Of course, we have lots of CAD clips on this, and go into their visibility setting and turn them all in 3D. Hit OK, click out, and now when you go to your 3D view, okay, then you'll see that rebar in through the wall. Okay, even if you do set this to be shaded, you'll still see it. Oh, actually you won't. Only with regular hidden line. And it looks like I set the wrong visibility setting. Let's change this back to be wireframe for a second. Okay, let's grab all this rebar. We'll do a little filter. Rebar. Good. Hit OK. We'll take that rebar. We're going to go back to our visibility here. I meant to say not just 3D view analytical. Please show me this in regular 3D view. Going a little bit too quick for myself. Click out. Now if I change this to be shaded, I'll see it. And if I change it to be hidden line, I'll see it as well. So a little extra tip on you. We've got lots of Revit structure and rebar lessons at CADclips.com. That's it for now. Hope we taught you something.